All right. Well, here we are. Episode 42.
42, keeping going.
You know, we just
They haven't kicked us out yet.
not yet.
Not yet. We're getting there.
But, you know, we just got past Cinco de Mayo. So, you know,
I had a great Cinco de Mayo.
did you?
Didn't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, I love those.
I had a graduation party because graduation for one of the local colleges was on the exact same day as Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, nice.
So instead, and a lot of my venues aren't Cinco de Mayo places. Not that I couldn't do $1 Coronas and $2, tacos and $4 burritos, but I just don't think it makes sense if you're not necessarily already doing that or already a Mexican restaurant. I just don't think it makes sense. So one of the venues we rented out for a graduation party and did great numbers, over 300 people, party till 2:00 in the morning, and there was no green beer, there was no tacos. Oh, green beer is St. Patrick's.
I was going to say wrong holiday.
But there was no Coronas necessarily, like specials and having to do all that stuff. I mean, it was great.
Nice. Yeah. There's a road in town that kind of owns Cinco de Mayo where we're at. You know, it's like 8 bars and they do like a taco challenge and all this. So my Cinco, unless it's on a weekend, my Cincos aren't anything.
Do you
special.
do anything for it?
I mean, I did this year. It wasn't worth it. I mean, it just should have been a normal Monday, but that's what you do. You try sometimes, and sometimes, the effort doesn't pay
work.
off.
Nope. I've done so many St. Patrick's Day that didn't pay off, or Cinco de Mayo that didn't pay off because it's not that holiday. Like New Year's Eve is our holiday.
Yeah.
My venue's New Year's Eve, you're packed. Doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you do something, you promote it, but you're busy. Cinco de Mayo is just not one of those.
I can never do anything.
Did you do comedy at yours?
So funny. I've been talking about doing
getting
comedy.
into stand-up comedy, and
I think we have someone in the studio that's their forte, huh?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say stand-up comedy, more improv comedy.
So Jenna, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Improv and comedy, to you, two different things. I would say to the average person, same thing.
Yeah.
So tell me the difference between in your definition, comedy and improv.
So with stand-up comedy, you usually have written out material that you've memorized, usually between 5-10 minutes. Some go longer. And it is the delivery, the storytelling of the joke for the audience. With improv comedy, I don't know if you guys have seen like Whose Lines Is It Anyway? Like that old show from, with Wayne Brady, Drew Carey. We practice consistently on it, but it's all made up off the top of your head. But we do rehearse every week where we do like alliteration games, rapping, rhyming, singing, scene work. And it's more of we're visually in a scene like a play, and it's all just made up off the top of our heads.
So when you say top of your head, they just give you a subject or give you a word and you make it up?
Yeah. So we have like a list of games that we choose every week. Like we rotate all of our games out. And
when you say game, give me an example of a game.
So we have different categories of them. So like some of them will be lineup games. It'll have usually 4 to 5 to 6.
Make fun of Todd game or anything like that?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. But they have like lineup games. We're all in line on stage, and it could be like pun games. We're all doing puns. The audience gives us an object and we're doing puns. Or we do scene work games where we ask the audience, give me a vacation or a job, that you hate or is just disgusting. And like they'll name out a bunch, we'll take one, and then we just blow up a scene from there. Or we have guessing games. We send one of the improvisers out of the room. The audience gives us what the thing is, like multiple things. They have to come in and based off of our physicality and our vocal performance of what the actual guess is.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's fun because it's off the top of your head and you can.
What gets the crowd involved?
Does
the audience get involved?
Yeah. So we have audience games too, where we have them either in the scene with us or they're off stage. They're giving us filling in the words, or they're giving us sound effects. We also have one where we do an audience member dub. Somebody comes on stage with us and they don't actually say anything. They just mime and talk it out with us. But an improviser's off stage providing all of their words. So that one's a little bit more intimidating, but I do really like that one.
So that'd be fun. What are the nerves like? Because you have no idea what you're going into.
Yeah. So for me, it's sometimes based off the crowd. I've been doing it going on 13 years now. So I still get nervous, to be honest. There's like this feeling where it's not like nervous, but it's like excitement nerves. Yeah. And usually when I get that, I know it's about to be a really good show. because it's all about the energy you bring into it.
Did
So
you get excitement nervous when you walked in here today?
yeah, I have the same feeling.
Sweet.
And I feel like
Could be a good show.
also because I chug some Red Bull. So I'm like, you know,
And a shot of whiskey.
I was going to say, we got the whiskey right
you know,
there,
what,
kind
bring
of calm
me
you
up to
down.
bring me down. So
It's an up or a down or a left or a right or all at the same time.
yeah. But I feel like the feeling that I have now, like for this show, so I'm sure I sound a little shaky in my voice because I'm like kind of excited. It's probably going to carry over into tonight and I'm going to have really high energy. And it's really, we get the audience involved with that based off of each other. Like all of my teammates, my troupe members, we've all been together for years now. So we know how to play off of each other. We know how to bring the energy, bring each other up, or, you know, if somebody's not having a good day, but they're still in a show.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Wiling
pull on
Out.
it.
It's kind of like Wiling Out. We had
Yeah.
a red team and the black team.
We
and
actually
they do different things like that.
we do a versus show like that sometimes, and we actually do play pick up and kill it like they do. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
How did you get into this? You said 12, 13 years you've been doing this?
Yeah.
And you're what, 22 now?
I started when I was a baby.
There you go.
Well, it actually started, I started going to shows. I was going through a bad breakup. My friend and I both were, and we knew somebody that was going to these shows. And that was back when they were up in Ormond. And with the audience suggestions, I was giving a lot of off the wall ones. And I feel like I had like a lot of suppressed, like weird energy that a lot of people couldn't match. And then we started hanging out with the troupe after. And then they asked me, they're like, I feel like you would be really good at this. Would you like to, you know, come try it out and see how you feel? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then once I started going to rehearsal, you know, there was a couple years like off and on, like, you know, I moved, I took a break, came back. But once I started, it opened up a whole like brain wavelength for me of, wow, there's so much more that my brain can do. There's so many different ways my brain can think now. And it was kind of addicting at that point. So it's like, I don't know how else to describe it in simpler
Joe, you
terms.
need to do that.
I would love
You need
to.
to do it. Your brain needs to think a different way.
Yeah.
I would love to do stand up. I've even talked about, you know, one of the clubs that you were at. You did the open mic. And I wanted to come up there. I wanted to do stand up. I get nervous. I don't think my delivery or like my storytelling. And I don't know. I can tell little
banter with
stories.
somebody back and forth and be
Mhm.
funny, but telling jokes or telling a long story to try to get people to laugh or I don't think I could do it. But I go back and forth with you all day. You want to knock on me, I'll knock on you. You want to be like, oh, you know, almost like the mama jokes.
Yep.
Not that, but like almost where you go, I go, you go, I go. I could do it all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All day I could do that. And I'm probably pretty funny, but I think the telling story stuff, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. It also comes with like an ego factor too, because, you know, if you're going into comedy, you have to understand you're going to fail. So if you're good, like overcoming failure consistently, it's going to be like, you know, like salespeople always say, 1,000 no's
hey,
and you get one yes.
I've
you
never
know?
failed in my life.
Yeah.
I either win or I learn.
I believe it. And see, that's where
I
the
have
failure comes
never
from. You
failed.
learn from it.
I learn.
Yeah. I believe it.
I mean, as long as you learn.
Joe, why you
from
looking at me
anything.
like that? Like I'm not a failure.
No, I'm saying
I
like
said I'm not a failure. I felt your comment go.
No.
His slow head
I
goes.
felt you go, excuse me? Remember that pool party we did? I'm like, what?
I do remember that pool party.
I was a learn.
There was a learn. That definitely was a
For
learn.
both of us.
Oh God, yeah. I
It's a
think
good
I got thrown into
It was a good
stall.
party though.
It was.
You want
It
to talk
wa-
about it?
I mean, I'll talk.
Let's
about
talk about it. We're going to get a little sidetracked here.
Okay.
So I do a lot of marketing, a lot of promotions.
Mhm.
He has a venue and he's like, we started talking, let's do a pool party. Like a Vegas style pool party.
Oh boy.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, you were all
The
for it. Don't
scale
act
was already
like,
huge.
Oh, I was all for it.
So I brought in like 4 different DJs and we promoted it. And we had a couple hundred people out there.
Oh yeah, it was busy.
It was slammed. Bar sales, I think, were pretty good.
Yep.
Everything was pretty good, but you always have that one guy, you know?
Always.
So we invited, I invited everybody we knew. We're promoting it, marketing. We did our job, but one couple showed up and one fought with the other. They're diving in the pool. Joe's jumping in, yanking somebody out. Somebody stole somebody's ring. So you always have that, like when you put a couple hundred people in the same room or same vicinity, you're going to have something.
I'm also going to add in, you have all these people that are not only drinking, possibly doing other activities, they're also half naked. So
Yep.
that is a recipe for a party or a disaster.
I'll never let me tell you a little story. So, everything's going great. It's fun. Everyone's having a good time. This one guy just starts losing his shit about his girlfriend's engagement ring or fiance, I guess. Somebody stole it. Somebody stole it.
Not that it fell in the water. It might be in the towel, or maybe they
Yeah.
didn't break it. It's somebody stole my girlfriend's ring or my fiance's ring.
So this girl is in the pool and she's like, I didn't steal the ring. She takes off her top. This guy is freaking out. Like he's ready to fight whoever. I'm trying to calm him down.
He'll fight male, female. It didn't matter.
You know, she takes off her top and she goes, I don't have it. And I never said this before to a woman, and I hope I never have to again. I looked like, put your fucking tits away. I was like, God damn it.
That was the first time you've ever said that.
That was the first time I ever said that. I'm still upset about myself.
Yeah. I lost a
I
little.
mean, maybe it was a good distraction for the other person. I don't have it. Guy runs away.
So like the one guy in the pool is like, dude, chill the fuck out. Nobody has your ring. And this guy,
and if we do, we'll find it. Like nobody just took it off your girlfriend's finger and put it in their pocket.
Yeah.
We're in a pool.
So I'm looking at my
Did
security
anybody
guy.
go diving under and checking the pool? Maybe.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that
Okay.
part. Yeah. So
Jump in the story.
the guy, you know, like the guy saying something in the pool. He's like, dude, no one has your ring, whatever. This guy literally Superman punches, jumping in, boom, hits him. I'm like, fuck. I look at my security guy. I'm like, can you go handle that?
What a slow-mo moment.
And he's like, I ain't getting in the pool. God damn it. So I had, you know, wallet, phone, everything in my pocket. I take off my shoes. I take off my pants. I'm about,
So she's getting naked at the top. You're
yeah,
getting
I'm
naked at the bottom.
taking my pants off. I'm going in my underwear. And then finally the guy, you know, my security guy sees me get my underwear and he's like, oh, all right. He hops in the pool, breaks it up. You know, we kind of get everything a little settled down. And, you know, the cops have been called at this point. The cops get there. I'm looking at a police officer and I'm explaining what happened. And then I see the guy run after another guy into the bathroom. And I'm looking at the cop. I'm like, dude, you should go handle that. You can hear the ruckus. You can hear the fight. People are screaming. This cop's just looking at me. I'm looking at him. Like, go. Doesn't. Like, okay, I guess I'll go. Go in there. And this is a big dude. I tried to just grip him up. Like, hey, man, chill. And I'm not small. You know, I'm 6'1", 240, 250 at this point. He throws me through a bathroom stall door. And then the cops come walking in. Okay, everybody stop. So the guy ends up getting arrested. We found the ring. It was at the bottom of the pool.
Oh, God, I knew it.
Fell off her finger and she blamed everybody.
Yeah.
Blamed everybody else. Oh my God.
Well,
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
yeah, that's the
Pool
last
parties.
time we did a Vegas style party.
Now I've had to do a New Orleans style party next time.
Yeah.
My back still hurts.
Does it really?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, my back hurts. I don't know if it's from that,
You
but it
got
still hurts.
thrown, didn't you?
Oh, I did. I was tossed around like a little ragamuffin. Bad. But I was a quarterback. I didn't, you know.
You got to tackle them back.
I got red shirt. But yeah, that was, oh man. That was a rough day. I almost had one bartender quit. He took like 2 weeks off.
Why?
Wait, from that? Oh, come on.
The people that the people that he was dealing with at the bar, it was
Problem
a
is
rough
when you
day.
promote something like that, you're getting everybody. And I mean,
Yeah.
our promotions worked. We got a lot of people there,
Hmm.
but it wasn't your typical crowd.
Yeah.
They saw a party, saw an event. They came, may not have gone there on other nights or gone there on other days. Maybe was their thing, wasn't. We did our job. It's just you put a couple of the wrong people with the right people in this.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
to be
sales-
somewhat of a disaster.
Sales were great. I mean, we killed it. And it honestly, when you look at it, the whole event, it was 20 minutes of fuck. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. It's just if I wouldn't have gotten thrown through a stall door, I probably wouldn't have felt the way I did about it.
Oh, yeah.
So we can blame that on the police.
I've definitely had some pool party incidents. I used to bartend at this beach bar, had a pool. It was before they remodeled, and they were known for their pool parties. And they would always have bikini
Where
contests.
was this at?
Do I want to say?
Is it local?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you never worked for me.
It's more south than here.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave that one alone.
Okay. But it was intense. It was like pool parties every weekend. They'd have bikini contests, which of course you're doing that. Everybody's drinking. People are naked.
Yep.
That means you're attracting everybody, including strippers who want to win. You know, it's not just a wet t-shirt contest at that point. It's titties
Yeah.
and bitties out.
How far south is this?
It's about a 25-minute drive.
Yeah. I think I know that place.
Mhm. Yep. Right on the beach. And I remember there was, my friend and I, we used to like do jello shots sometimes. If I wasn't bartending, she'd do jello shots. And she used to always try to find things. Like we used to go under the deck and try and find like jewelry and stuff. And like she would find like strippers' toenails that would pop off because sometimes they wear the fake toenails. And I
Is
remember
that a thing?
yeah. Well, you gotta have nice feet, And my favorite story was there was this one time where, of course, a fight broke out. Fights were frequent there. Security takes over, blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy lost his tooth in the fight. And mind you, around this whole pool is a deck. And the next day, the manager finds the tooth in between the deck boards. And she posts on Facebook, "So the guy who lost his tooth, we found it. If you want to come claim it, it'll be in the manager's office." And we're like, why would you put that on Facebook? He did come back for his tooth. I don't know why, but it was there.
I know where I'm going for lunch tomorrow.
Oh man, and when you do that, like a wet t-shirt contest, like there was a
Mhm.
place in Key West that did sexy bull riding, and there would be strippers that would do it because if you put a cash prize, I mean that's who's going to show up.
Yeah.
They want that money, and if you throw $500, $1,000, most likely you're going to get a lot of strippers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was
What's
like
wrong with that?
I
During
don't
bike
think there's
week, yeah.
anything wrong with that. They're smart. They're going after the money.
yeah, those wet
How
t-shirt
about we do
contests during
stripper
bike week
bull
were-
riding then?
Well,
about
we
wet
called it
t-shirt
sexy
contest
bull
bull?
riding. That way everyone
Wet
was
t-shirt stripper bull riding.
Yes.
I like the way
Calling
you think.
all local strippers.
calling all. Well, it depends on where they're from. There's some that just, there was a sign
Hey,
that
they'll
said,
put in the work.
there was a sign on one not too long ago said, "We fired the 3 ugly ones."
I saw that.
Yeah. I was like, all right, so at least we know.
Made you look. We fire the 3 ugly ones. Come in, happy hour.
Well, you think how many people probably went there that never been there before? Be like, well, they got rid of the ugly ones. We have to go now. I mean, it's a kind of a smart marketing plan for a strip club.
You go to strip clubs a lot here and there?
No.
Did you?
I
Are you
mean,
a strip club
was a long
connoisseur on your
pause.
20th?
yeah, well, I'm trying to think because like,
Jenna, are you a strip club connoisseur? Do you go sometimes or did you go?
I've been. Yeah. I probably haven't been in like
Hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah. It's been a long
Since
time.
lunchtime.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've definitely been. I'm not one to take because, you get hammered there and I'm like, don't give me money. Because they'll come and they'll flock to me.
I don't get the whole
but
strip club thing. I mean, if I'm going there for dinner or maybe a little more upscale one,
who goes to dinner at the strip
I
club?
do all the time.
What strip clubs serve dinner?
Orlando.
Dinner.
You've never been to Rachel's.
I have never been to Rachel's.
Rachel's has a steakhouse right in the middle of it.
I have never been to a strip club, I don't think, in Central Florida. No, I did do one in West Palm.
Rachel's has a strip club right in the middle. I'm sorry, a steakhouse right in the middle.
Really?
You can literally go to a steakhouse and it's got pretty good food.
Yeah.
We used to literally go there. Have you been there?
no, but they used to be on the news for Thanksgiving. They used to do like a food for the homeless.
Good for them.
I know. Nice.
Wagyu titties.
Community.
But I'm telling you, like that, but just the normal strip club with the normal girl and giving her $5 or a $20 lap thing. I just don't see it.
See, I think I've talked about this before, but in Key West, I was right next to 2 strip clubs. So a lot of the
Convenient.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But a lot of the girls that would come in after work, I'd strike up conversations I became friends with, and then it just got kind of awkward.
But then you're friends with them. You're going to see friends at a bar. Whenever I've gone to one locally, I'm going to see my friends at a bar.
Yeah,
It's
but
not, but like these guys go in there and you actually think that for 20, 30, 40, $50, she likes you.
oh, they do. But I just always thought it was weird to motorboat my friend that I'm not having sex
You
with.
did anyway.
Well, of course I did.
See?
I just felt a little awkward about it.
It's for our friendship, right?
Like, here's a 20.
Motorboat,
Come to
son of a
support.
bitch. Yeah. Let me motorboat.
But no, it just got, it is awkward. I mean, if you're having sex with your friend, then it's not. But if you're not having sex with your friend and you're giving her money and then your face is in her tits, I don't know. It's just weird
But
for me.
if you're having sex with your friend and you're giving her money,
I think I'd be moral compass says I'm okay with that.
okay.
prostitution
Are
okay,
you
I guess.
giving her money, or are you just paying her bills?
I don't know. I'm not the
Well,
one.
technically,
I
the
gotta
money
give it
pays
to
her
them.
bills.
It does.
No, but are you
It
giving?
buys her those fake
No.
toenails.
There's a
Yeah.
difference. Are you giving her 20s, 40s, 100s, whatever? Or are you actually saying this is for your cell phone bill? This is for your car payment. This is for
I
your.
think you're giving them 20s. I don't think you're going in there with your debit card being like, give me your AT&T login.
Cash App.
Yeah. I bet you some people are, though. You know, there was a girl that worked for me. God, we're probably going on 8 years. And she used to be a stripper and she got out of the strip game. But then she still had these 3 guys that
She got out of the
come in-
game.
She got out of the
Like
game.
you're now, like I'm
Yeah.
done.
She's
I'm done. Put the
retired.
gun down. I'm going away.
But she still had these 3 guys that like paid for her life. Like one paid her car payment, one paid her rent, one paid her cell phone.
Good for her.
Every
For
and
her.
Every month.
Was it more like turned into a sugar daddy or a splendid daddy? She ain't got nothing anyway.
So from what she told me, and this could be a lie, but she never slept with them, never did any sexual favors, nothing like that. They liked her, but you know, who knows?
But why do guys just pay that?
I don't know.
Hey, I like you, and maybe there's one day I'm going to keep paying your cell phone bill. I don't see it. I do too.
She did go back in the game though.
I mean,
Just
there's
give me
some
something.
girls that like guys just like
Have
to
her
be
guys just
talked
paid you?
down to.
Ever guys just paid you money for no reason?
No. I've never been one of those people. I've just never been lucky.
It's lucky now.
Oh yeah, well, some girls have that like that chutzpah, you know, like the charisma to be like, hey, you know, and they're like, how? Oh, you know, it gets offered, and they're like, hell yeah, pay my bill. I've never had somebody come up to being like, you know, offering that. They're like, here's $2 for that beer, and I'm like, thanks, bud.
Cool.
Thanks, bud. I'll save that.
What's a good tip? Do you notice the guy if he tipped you $20, $100? Biggest tip you've gotten
Biggest tip I've gotten was, I think like 200.
on what?
I think it was on it was on a $200 tab.
So 200.
Yeah, but it was
All
for a
right.
party, and you know he was buying everyone drinks and stuff, and he was, you know, just accommodating.
If he would have asked
Yeah.
you your number, would you give it to him?
See, that's the thing. I don't even give my numbers out to regulars. Like,
Smart.
yeah. So I don't
I disagree.
think so.
I think there's something wrong with giving your number out to
because I feel like
regulars.
it turns a little weird at that point. Because if you tip me, then I'm like, well, I don't know. Am I setting that expectation kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do you like me for like me, or you like me for like you want to give me money? I mean, we can set that up, sure, but I've never done that.
Which one?
I guess the money. I've never.
I guess the money.
But I've also never like made a point to even like date a customer, because then like, you know, they start coming in more often, and then it turns weird, and what if you break up? And
Never
Yeah.
one night stand with a customer.
no.
Oh man, guy bartenders are different.
I will say, you know, my boyfriend now, he was the one customer I ended up with.
So you did
All
date a
right, so you
customer.
did.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
I
You
did.
met
you
a
did.
customer, now you
Yeah.
ended up with them.
Yeah.
Most just go home with them, give them a couple $100. You actually went home and stayed there.
Well, it took a while for him to ask me out, and then we went on a first date, and then we stayed together. Yeah. So,
All right.
but yeah, he tipped me normal. You know, I worked
At 20, 25%, whatever. But there was no
Yeah.
like astronomical.
no.
So would you agree with to say yes for him? When he asked you on a date,
Mhm.
you're probably working.
Mhm.
And he's like, you want to go out to dinner sometime? And you're like, yep.
Yeah, only because I was flirting back with him, and I was very heavily flirting with him. And normally I don't really do
Did
that.
he
for, like, the
notice it?
tips. He was pretty oblivious, because the first time he came in, it was kind of like, you know, he wasn't really paying attention. And I worked at this, what was it? House for Beer. They closed. You know, they were in the pavilion, and
When did you
Was
work
that
for
House of Beer or World of Beer?
it
No,
was
it's
House for Beer.
House of Beer.
Yeah.
When did you work at House for Beer?
It was right before COVID. So I was there for a couple months, 2019 to 2020.
I
And then
was
they
there right
closed.
before that. I used to run House for Beer. I
Really?
worked with Dimpy and Sam and them. Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Dude, small world. We were meant to know each other, I
We were
guess.
beer mimosas and all that. Like,
Yeah.
we used to say the Chambois, and I used to put flakes on and everything, and then we ordered from all the pavilion people around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there a couple years before that. I ran
Oh,
that
nice.
for them.
Okay. Yeah. I was there like right before COVID, right when they shut down. And I had met him when things were like slowing down. And I took all the, you know, I just picked it up as like extra money. And I was like, I'll take all your crappy shifts. I don't care. I'm just gonna be sitting around, you know? So I would be reading a book, and like he started asking me about that because he likes to read. He's, you know, into like movies and shows and stuff. And, you know, after he left, he came back again. And I remember being like, man, that guy was super attractive. But, you know, what are the odds? He's probably never going to come back. He comes back again, and, I see a couple people that I know and they're asking me my shifts, when are you going to be here? So I'm like, I'm here these days, really loud. And so then when I gave him my tab, I was like, all right, I'll see you next time. I'm working these shifts. And he was like, oh, okay. So then he started coming back. We started talking more. And he was on Bumble for like a week. And he was like, man, these women are super aggressive. And I was like, let me see. Because I never did any of those dating apps or anything. And I was like, I want to see what they're saying. Can I reply back for you? And he was like, no, I think I'm going to delete it. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. Well, you'll never find me on there.
Were you on there?
Hint,
No,
hint.
I wasn't. I was on there for a week and I didn't get any matches. And I was
Aw.
like, I know. And I was like, this is bullshit.
But did
Delete.
you like everybody?
Some people, I even like expanded the radius to be like Orlando because I didn't want to just date somebody like in this area. Since I like knew a bunch of people, I'm like, I don't want to think like, I don't know. But even if I started a conversation, nobody would reply.
Weird.
I know.
Yeah, I when I was on the dating apps, and we're going back a while, but I just liked until I couldn't like anymore. And then you'd have like 24 hours where you can't like anybody. I would get
Just
matches
pay for the
'cause
subscription.
I liked well, I'm a cheap ass, you know that.
He's looking at the clock, 24 hours, reopen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
11:35 tomorrow. I can reopen.
Like, all right, I can like another 40. And I would always get a match somewhere because I liked everybody.
That's smart.
You just swiped right on everybody.
Everybody.
Why don't you just pay the $17, $18 a month?
I'm a cheap ass.
17, 18 bucks.
Wait,
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah, you have to pay now. Well, even back then, I think you had to pay. Yeah, it wasn't worth
That's
the
some
money.
bullshit.
$20.
Yeah.
You spent $20 on something else that you don't really need.
Well, sure. But I mean,
That's good for your self-esteem.
Look, if I wanted to
Good
get
for your
laid, I
sting.
could just go to the bar. Like I used Tinder because Bumble wasn't even around back then, but I used Tinder
Do you remember
to
Hot or
like
Not?
get laid when I didn't want to go out to
Do
the
you remember
bar.
Hot or Not?
Oh, yeah.
Hot or Not was like the original one.
It was.
It was yes
but
or no.
I don't think you could message them though.
Yes. I think you could.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know you could say hot or
Jimmy,
not.
You don't remember Hot or Not? Hot or Not was like late 90s, early 2000s.
I think
And it was
hot
yeah,
or not.
like you saw a guy, if you wanted guys or girls, whatever. So I would do girls and I'd be like, yes to hot, no to not. So it was Hot or Not.
Yeah. No, that was computer
computer.
based. Yeah, that was before.
We'd be like, yes,
that.
no, yes. Oh, and then I want to say you would. Was it just yes or no? That's it.
I think it was just yes or no, but that's around the same time that website myex.com came out. And it was all revenge porn. Like people just put up like if you broke up with somebody, they put your naked pictures up there and you could go and search by like city.
Is that still up?
No, I'm pretty sure they went to jail. But
That's
yeah,
kind of clever.
I found like 12 people that I knew that
On
like
there.
people had just put their naked pictures up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
That can't be legal.
It wasn't. It got shut down, but it took a couple years to get shut down.
Wow. You cheated on me. Here's your picture.
It was like the OnlyFans for people that didn't want OnlyFans. Yeah, you'd put everything. And you would tell them exactly what happened. Like, oh God, these stories would be horrific too.
I'd move.
I'd call him.
Where are you going to move to?
Got your name
I mean,
and address. You
it's-
move somewhere new.
Well, yeah, but they could still look you up by your name.
Dang.
Like somebody meets you, they can just go to this. Well, they
Jenna, were
could
you
go to
ever
this
on there?
website. Boom.
No.
Are you sure?
Positive. No, I know because I never sent any pictures. I was smart like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Never.
You've never said it to anybody.
I did send booby pictures one
Alright.
time to a guy. And then it was like a weird breakup. And I was like, I asked him, I'm like, hey, like, please just do me a favor, but I always made sure a booby
know he
picture,
never
my
delete-
face is not in
You
there.
know he never deleted that photo, right?
Yeah, I was
He
like,
still got
just
it till
don't,
this day.
don't post it or anything. That's all I care about. But it didn't have my face in there. But I was like, well, if somebody sees those boobs, I mean, it's a good picture.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't recognize them.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone kind of, especially back when camera phones started to come out and
Yeah.
text messaging, everyone was, sending naked
And they went to
pictures.
Snapchat.
They did go to Snapchat. I miss the old days of just texting it. But now you can't, now people can't post that stuff. But
Dude, they
before you
always
could
say
get away with it.
When you're in your 40s, they always say, if there was camera phones in my 20s, it wouldn't be the same.
Really?
Imagine if there were camera phones and text messaging and all these websites that you could post stuff on in your 20s.
Yeah. But I
Now
mean,
you
we
can't
had-
do anything.
we
A
had
fight
the
happens,
text
it's on
messaging.
some website. Somebody steps out with somebody else, it's on a website. Somebody
Yeah.
shows their cooter by opening their legs in a Ferrari, it's on a website. Like that didn't happen 20, 25, 30 years ago.
Did you ever ask for pictures? Like, is someone you were talking to like, oh, send me a nude?
It was 16
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
So I think we all did. Now, like, I would ask for a picture, and I'd like, when I got the booby picture, I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted. When I'd get the vagina picture, I'm like,
Yeah, people would
Like,
ask me
I
for
don't
pictures.
wanna
I would
see
send
that.
them like the inner corner of like my knee put together, like super close up to be like,
Like, that's hot. Send me another. You're like, okay.
yeah. The guys would always be like, "Oh, that's nice," and I'm like, "Idiot."
I got a vagina picture before smartphones through email that was made on a photocopier, and it was horrific.
Do you still have that email?
A photocopier.
She or he, I'm kidding.
Well, back
She
then,
got-
I think it was
She
just
got
one or
on
the
a
other.
copier, scanned it in, and emailed it to you.
You've never done that? Like, put your nuts on the copier?
No.
Oh,
I hope
You've
she wiped
done
it
that?
off.
did.
You have done that?
My last day, I was working in an office. I copied my ball sack and put it on everyone's desk.
Did you sit on it or did you?
Well,
flop
I
it
just kind
on?
of like flopped it on there.
Did
And
you
then I
close the lid?
slowly closed. I was very careful with the closing.
And you what? 200 copies and went on every desk, and I'll miss
I
you.
think there was only like 8 desks, but I made
I'll
copies
miss
for every
you.
desk.
Did you write on? Did you personalize the Christmas card?
No, I just left it on there
You
so they
didn't be
could come
like,
into work and
I
wonder.
miss you. Todd is great working with you. Fuck off. Like
I didn't even want credit for it. I don't know why I did it.
Do you think someone still has it? You think it's in your,
I hope so.
You think it's in your folder at work?
At that job.
It's your termination folder at work. Go ahead and pull the records from 1987.
But they didn't know it was me. They didn't have cameras back then. You know, like cameras in the building and all that.
You quit. They've got a men's genitalia on a photocopier. Who do you think?
I mean,
it
I'm
was?
sure they thought it was me, but there's no way to tell. I didn't leave in a bad way. It was a 2-week notice. Like I was just moving on to another job. There
What
wasn't
makes you
anything bad.
copy your nutsack and fucking put on every person's desk?
I don't know.
In his mind, he's just like, suck my nuts.
Like I don't know. I felt like that was the way I wanted to go out.
Like doing different ones for every person.
Like, oh, you're gonna get the good angle.
You're gonna get this angle. You get this one. I really hate Todd. You get this one. Like,
But luckily, you know, it was an all guy office, so like at least I wouldn't go to jail. I mean, I think back then I would go to jail.
Do you think
but
your nuts are on that website?
that would be hilarious? I looked myself up though
Mm.
when that website was there. I
is
wasn't.
there anything on there?
No, I wasn't on there.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you on there today?
No, well, the website's been shut down for years.
Oh,
But yeah, I would every month or so I'd go on and just type my name in because I would send some pictures to people that were asked. I'm not like these people today where it's like, hey, how you doing? Here's my penis. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of pictures and videos out there at some point. What is that? I don't even know what that was. But yeah.
crickets.
Oh, crickets.
Yeah, speak slowly for him.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what that sound is. But yeah, I don't know. Were you a sender? No.
Never a sender. I'd ask for one once in a while. Sure. Never a sender.
I've gotten them
Because you asked or
No.
just
unprompted.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand how people just send a random like, "Hey, how are you?" and then bam, here's my nuts.
And I gotta say, I've never kept them. Why do I want a picture of that? I mean,
You never keep them for the highlight reel?
no.
Hmm.
I mean, I got an imagination. That's all I need.
Well, yeah. Imagination helps
Do you have a
until you
highlight
hit
reel?
like 30.
Do you have a highlight reel?
I mean,
It's on his
doesn't
featured photos on his phone.
Everyone has a highlight
Everyone
reel.
has a highlight reel. Whether it be imaginary or in their, computer. But I mean, there's a highlight reel.
For everybody.
Yeah, everybody has one. Whether they like to admit it or not, they do.
Mine's a calculator.
Wait, so you can do that with the boobs when you
No,
turn it upside
it's
down?
hidden in the calculator. It is.
Is it really?
Yeah, you see those apps? You
That-
actually
that
open it,
looks
it looks
like
like
a-
calculator. You can completely use it, but you have to use the passcode to type in the numbers, and then you hit like I think it's either star or pound, and it opens up to a folder.
Huh.
So if I gave you my phone and said, "Here, start adding this up," the chance of you hitting my exact number location and pound at the same time or star, whatever it is, it would be like 1,000,000,000 to 1. So I'd be like, here, add this up. You could sit there all day and add up, and it just calculates like normal calculator. But if you put the right code, bam, it opens up and there's folders in there.
Man, evil genius who created that.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Man.
But you're single. Why do you need that?
Meanwhile, iPhone can password protect a folder.
Yeah, I know. This is back in the day.
You just have some Inspector Gadget shit. 'Cause it's
Right.
cool.
Wait, iPhone, you can do that? Huh.
Yeah, you can password protect from that. You have like a folder that's put in there and you can almost hide it. So it's in a folder, like 10 times down the way.
Weird.
If you hide a picture, then you'll have to put your phone passcode in, or it be looking at your face to unlock that folder.
Who knew? Well, everyone else did.
Not yet.
Everyone else did. Well, yeah. And did you? So I was talking to a buddy from TSA today. So I don't know if you know this. But yesterday, they changed the rules with the real ID. Right? You can't fly now. You can fly with a passport, but
What's what you saying? I can't fly with a fake ID?
no. So it
makes
can be an actual ID, like one that the DMV has given you. But in Florida, it's a star. Some say
it's on the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
some states say real ID, but if you have one that doesn't have that, like say it's an older ID, like Arizona, I think is valid for like 30 years. So like there's some states, and Delaware, I think is another one that's valid for like 20 years. But if you don't have that, they say that you're not allowed on a plane. They're not going to let you board. If you have a passport, you can. I was talking to a buddy of mine at TSA, and I was like, what's the deal? Like, really? Are they going to do this? He's like, well, yeah. He's like, but if you don't have it, he's like, get to the airport about 3 hours early. He's like, and bring your social, bring your birth certificate. And he's like, you got a good chance of getting on the plane. I'm like, so it's not a guarantee. He's like, oh, no, it depends on the agent. They could just be like, no. And you don't get refunded.
Thank God I got a passport.
Yeah. I think I'd still have a real
You
one.
carry your driver's license with you? I don't carry my driver's license anymore. I keep it in the car.
I always have it on me.
For
I
what?
always have it on me.
Do you get ID'd?
I don't know. You get.
When's the last time you got ID'd?
I mean, it's been a long
Went to a
time.
store, got a beer, got cigarettes, got whatever. You actually got ID'd.
It's been a long time.
When do you need your ID?
I don't know.
When you get pulled over.
I got ID'd everywhere.
Yeah, but what if you got to deal with the police, like not in a car?
Here's my name. Here's my phone number. They can look you up right now. Everything's look up. They can literally type in your driver's license, comes around the screen now.
They could.
They don't need your ID.
But
You know, it's kind of like, you ever gone there? Huh?
In New Jersey, they used to never require that your photo be on your license.
I'm a great, but Florida, like my buddy's a cop. Like I can go there, he'll type my name, my driver's license pops up right there. Valid, everything.
Someone
My
stole
actual ID that I have in my pocket or my car is right there.
So someone stole my father's wallet. Goes out and commits a crime. Gets shot
With your dad's wallet.
with my dad's wallet. It's the only ID that he had. They ID'd him as my father, ran the story in the paper and everything. My grandparents were upset when he got home. They thought that he was shot.
Oh shit!
That's why you need
I'd be
your
like, I'm
ID.
starting over now. I'm dead.
Holy shit!
That's why you need your ID. It's not always just to present and prove that you are who you are. Whoever holds that ID holds some of your ability.
Did the guy even look like him?
There was no photo on it. This is back before they required it.
Oh, gotcha. So you can have anybody's ID. They just think you're Doug Smith.
If you were close enough, yeah.
That's wild. See, now they're getting this strict with it. I mean, I've flown with a fake passport before.
What is a fake passport?
So funny story. I did it. As
Make it on Photoshop?
No. I bought it legally. All right. So bought this thing legally. In the Keys, they, the Conch Republic. They call the Keys the Conch Republic. Years and years ago, they tried to secede from the United States, made a flag, planted it. The Navy was involved. And, they said, no, we are not part of the United States. We're our own country. So I think it lasted for like 2 days. It wasn't this long, drawn out thing like everyone thinks it is. It wasn't long. But now, and I think they still do it. It's been, God, I think I got that 15 years ago. But you could go into a shop, like a souvenir shop, and they would make you a Conch Republic passport. And it looks so real. It's legit, like everything. And on like the third page at the very bottom, it says like not a real ID. Like you could barely see it. So I was going overseas and I was like, well, shit, fuck it. I'll try it. I had it with me and I have my real passport too if I got in any trouble. And I was like,
if I got arrested, hey man, sorry, I used the wrong one.
Yeah. But like,
it's my James Bond one. I got this one over here. I'm a contract killer with that one.
I felt I was confident enough that I could talk my way out of it if I got caught. So
was your same name?
Same name, same address, everything.
You just weren't a Conch Republic.
Yeah, it's just not a real country. Like it's just not a real country.
And it worked.
So I go and I give it to him. He's looking at it. Boom. Good to go. I go into the country, get stamped. I have 2 stamps on this fake passport. I traveled to Cuba from the Conch Republic with a fake passport.
How are you still sitting here, Joe?
I don't know. Yeah. To Cuba.
You should have been thrown
Cuba
in
of
jail.
all places. Yeah.
Of all places.
Yeah. I was able to get into Cuba with a Conch Republic passport. And back out.
How much drugs did you bring back?
Oh, God. See, I already have the fake passport. Look,
you didn't want to push the envelope?
I was told a long time ago, don't do 2 illegal things at the same time. If you do one, you most likely you're going to get away with it. If you do 2, you're going to go to jail. So I just never did 2 at the same time.
That's what you live by. That's your motto.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I try not to do really illegal things anymore, but in my 20s, that was a motto I lived by.
Don't do 2 illegal things at the same time.
Yep. And drive like you have a warrant. Those were the 2 things that I lived by in my 20s.
You're not a speeder or anything, are you?
No. I cruise control 4 miles an hour over the speed limit. Still to this day.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I mean, God, I had a suspended driver's license I didn't take care of for like a year and a half. Never got pulled over. But this is back before they had the, where they could read it as you're passing by. Like they had to have a reason to pull you over to look it up. But yeah, as long as you don't do 2 illegal things at the same time and you drive like you have a warrant, most likely you're going to be fine, whatever you're doing. Disclaimer, I am not saying that you will, but legally, I am not responsible for you going to jail and you doing dumb shit. But if you do, little advice, it worked for me.
Little advice that worked for me. Do it.
But, I just do what I do now. Just don't do anything illegal. Seriously, I just
cruise control.
Don't tell your kids.
Well, they're too young I don't get into those conversations with them yet. But yeah, as long as, I mean, you can get away with that shit in your 20s, right?
So you actually used the passport to get there and like, I'm going to try it on the way back too.
Well, yeah, at that point, I needed to see how far it could go.
Are you still using it to this day?
No, I still have it.
Why don't you use it? Try it.
No, I got too much to lose now. Back then, what was I going to do? Spend a little time, spend a couple days in jail. Whoop-a-da-doo.
That was like 7-10.
Dude, I own a house. I got kids. I can't be doing stupid shit like that. But back then,
Joe's got to grow up.
Yeah, what's the worst that's going to happen back then?
Free lunch and
Cuban jail probably would have been bad. Looking back now, that probably wasn't the best idea. But fun.
Good for you.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about thrilling. Using a fake passport when I have a real one.
Oh, dude, there's a reason I had to move away from Atlantic City. I used to live 45 minutes away from AC. And, in my 20s, I'd lived so paycheck to paycheck. Like I lived way above my means. There was no reason I should have been, like expensive car, rented a bigger house than I needed. Just stupid. But I remember one time I was like, man, the rent's $800. And back then that was a good amount. It was expensive. It's like, I only have 500. What to do? Well, Atlantic City's like a 35-minute drive. I'll go there. So I took my $500. I walked into Trump Plaza and I put
all in on black.
Red, but yeah.
You put all 500 on red.
Yeah. Just put it in. Fucking lost.
Oh, God.
So wow, that didn't work out. I didn't even have any money for a beer, but I was at the table, so I got a free one. And then I drove home and was like, well, gonna have to figure this out.
And
I just paid my rent late.
And that's how we got into stripping.
Yeah,
Joe the stripper.
that would be fun. I would have fun as a stripper. I just don't
Yeah,
have
bet
the
you would.
physique to where girls are going to want to pay to see me naked.
It's all about the confidence.
I mean, there is a Magic Mike video out of me in the Bahamas.
There's
Hmm.
one on YouTube.
I think it's on Facebook. I don't know if it's on
I gotta
YouTube.
see.
Did you do the whole move, like the worm with your body?
No, see, I can't do that. So I figured I'd go a little bit extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was sitting in a chair. And I put my leg up and I was like, womp, womp. And Lily's like, Joe, no, families.
Where was this at?
Jamaica, the Bahamas, one of those.
What, we on a Philly vacation?
Honeymoon.
Even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Joe.
Yeah. God, it was fun. And I didn't tell them. I didn't set it up. Somebody did that we were with that told them. And I had no idea what was going on. They're like, oh, we're going to put on a song that, show your moves. And they put on the Magic Mike song. And I was like, all right. I flipped my sandals up and I just started going for it.
Started going, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I think I twirled the shirt and threw it into the crowd.
They're like, please, no, the children.
Joe drilled in.
Yeah, it was a good time. I think it was at a Margaritaville, actually, because I had the clock that, like the Flava Flav clock that had the margarita in it. So yeah, that was at a Margaritaville.
Is that why
I
you're
hope that was your prop.
Is that why you're banded from every Margaritaville in state?
Probably. But hey, you want to be a male stripper? You
No.
going for it?
No.
Dude, old dudes that strip.
Old dudes that strip.
Like us. Let's
I'm
do
not
it.
old.
I forgot you're 25. Yeah. I feel like we could make some money. No?
I want to use my brain on something good.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
I mean, you could join like the Thunder Down Under.
What is the Thunder Down Under?
It's like the male Magic Mike like strip club venue. They like travel
They
around.
have their own
and-
names too. They have their own
Yeah.
names. Like 5, 10 guys, whatever, and they go
Yeah.
on.
So like a
But-
Chippendales.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Does that still happen around? I don't really see that very
I
often.
see male reviews every once in a while.
Have you ever put one on, or are they any?
Mhm. Yeah, I put one on a couple times.
Does it bring a crowd?
It does.
Yeah.
I don't know about much anymore, as much as it used to. It depends on the area, but yeah, I put them on there. They're successful. I mean, brings people to the bar, brings women, brings a bunch of different people to the bar, and they drink, and then more people. I mean, it's good for what it's worth.
So would you go to a male review? Yeah.
I would see it. I mean, if it was like a traveling one, like a special event, but if it was like all the time, be like, guys, let's go to the male review. No.
So you're not going to the male strip club?
Not regularly.
I don't even think I've never even seen a male strip club. I don't think.
No.
Are there any
so.
that are like permanent 7 days a week?
I heard there was one in Orlando, Buns or something like that, or something open. It was like a wing house Hooters for girls.
I don't. I'm
It was
just trying to
going
think
go-
like
they were going to open or something. I remember seeing an article on it.
like the business side of me is trying to think like, all right, well, could that be successful? Could that garner enough of a crowd? And I don't
I guess
know.
in the right area.
Yeah, a big city. I
Yeah.
mean, you definitely have to be big city because that's so niche
Yeah.
that you need a lot of people.
Well,
to kind of
especially
fill
if
that
it's like
niche.
an area that's like, those traveling bachelorette parties, they go to like Nashville, Atlanta, wherever. If you've got one in a big city like that and be like, come have your bachelorette party. The girls are going to be like, hell yeah, dig her down.
Dig
Dick
down.
her down. God, I haven't heard that in a while.
Isn't that a song?
I don't know. Maybe. If we could make one.
Yes. Be our theme song here.
Now, are you still bartending?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right now, working for Jeremy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
just
this is the first time I meet her.
You don't go out very much anymore.
I don't. I wish I need to go out more. I've been telling you I'm going to go line dancing. I never make it.
Nope. You go line dancing.
Yeah, one of these days I'll get out of the house. But what?
Well, you do a lot of festivals too, don't you?
Yeah. So I'm doing Rockville this year. I did it last year.
No, that's
do
12
Bike
hours.
Week.
Is that 10, 12 hours on your feet?
Mhm.
Beers and single liquor drinks, probably. I doubt you're making a lot of martinis and mojitos and stuff
No.
like that. It's literally you want Jack, vodka, gin, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, whatever. Like that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it's whatever they have. And I worked at Owners Club last year, and I'll be doing it again this year. And that one's a cool setup because they pay a lot of money to get in there. They feed them all day, nice foods, and essentially it's open bar. And they want that to be because they spent so much money on this package. They're giving them good costing liquor, like the high shelf stuff. So somebody
But they don't pay for it, obviously.
no, because they already
How
paid for it.
tips?
Tips were great. They were great. And it's just, a line of bartenders all behind the bar, all doing the same thing. We have our same setup for every station. So if somebody went on break, you can go to their station and make the same exact thing the same way. So it was very fluid, very flowy. If they wanted, we had like Powerades, waters, whatever, you can grab that. But everything was cans, bottles. There's no gun. So it was like super simple. And like tipping, they have a bracelet, wrist one. And they could either tap it to tip you, or it would be, just straight cash. Or they could swipe their card if they wanted.
It should made good money. Work at that event.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Have you worked down in the
hard on the
trenches
feet.
where it's like 80,000 people that all want to get water and Bud Lights and this?
No, thank God. Thank God, that's the worst. I mean, obviously they are going to be good money. Like Bike Week's good. It's very turn and burn kind of aspect. So
Yeah, but you make 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, whatever, but you're turning drinks all day.
yeah,
You get stiffed on 3, some guy leaves you 5, and then everyone leaves you $1 quarters, but it adds up over the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, money's money. So as long as you go in the mindset of like, I have to make $1,000 and you don't, you're not disappointed. It's like, I'm here. Let's see what I can make.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be going as fast as I can because if you're giving me 50 cents, but you're giving me $3,
I made $3.50.
Yeah.
Good mindset.
Yeah.
I did a Tortuga music festival down in South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh, nice. I heard that one's a good one.
I did the VIP area in that one. And that was awesome. Like we had front row. So like there was an area right next to the stage that there was this full dining room that was open the whole time that you could just go and get food, complete open bar. And there was Grey Goose. It was good quality alcohol. And like I went in the first day because I wasn't really sure how to tip. And I was talking to the one bartender. I'm like, do you guys pull the tips? She's like, yeah, we do for the whole festival. So like like you said, the Owners Club, it was the same bartenders the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Your same station every day.
Yeah.
And we all just pooled. So it worked out of like, if you need to go to the bathroom, you go want to watch somebody play. I know I can do the same thing in about an hour because you're going to cover me because we're all doing the same work. Very even teamwork.
Yeah. Cause I just tipped him in the beginning. Like I gave him $1,000. I was like, here you go. This will be for the 3-4 days, whatever it was. Oh,
you tipped $1,000 up front.
I did. And I never
don't
not had a drink in my hand.
Yeah. If you tip me $1,000, I would recognize you the second you were across the way.
She didn't come back the next day?
Oh, well, the one girl I gave it to literally pointed me out to everyone that was like they were working with. And that was the concert I brought the coconut in. They let me bring a coconut. I found out, I don't know, I was really drunk and I was walking to the festival and I found a coconut on the side of the road. I was like, ooh, my coconut. And I'm just kind of carrying it like a football. And then I was going through security and, they're like, what are you doing? And I was just joking. I really didn't care less. I was just, at this point, I'm just trying to see how far it goes. And I'm like, it's my service coconut. And they look at me. They look at the other people. They're looking. And I'm like, yeah, service coconut. And I didn't know what to do. Like, okay.
Because you can't say no.
Yeah. So I carried this coconut. And every time somebody asked, I'm like, it's my service coconut.
Yeah, it's your emotional support coconut.
So everyone was taking pictures of me in this coconut. And then the one security guy, he's sitting there. He's like, and this is later in the night. Like the main act is about to come on. And he's like, give me the coconut. And I have gone like 9 hours at this point. I'm like, you're not taking my coconut. And he's like, give me the coconut. And I guess it was because the main attraction was coming on. They didn't want me to throw a coconut. And I get it.
Did he give it back?
I did end up not having I didn't leave with the coconut. But I told the security guy, I was like, look, if you want this coconut, you're going to have to take it from me. And then the girl that was getting off the stage, I'd have to look. I can't remember what singer it was, but she's walking by and she's like, kind of sees what's going on. She's like, oh, can I see the coconut? And I was like, for you? Yeah. I let her see it. She stole my coconut. She posted my coconut on Facebook though. She had it in the bed with her
Who's this?
that night. I'll have to look. I can't remember who. A country singer girl.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, for the
Almost
life
got
of me, I cannot remember.
Gretchen Wilson has your coconut.
I wasn't her, but that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I even messaged her. I was like, "Hey, that's my coconut." She never messaged me back.
She blocked you.
Yeah.
I was hoping the story was going to be like, and that's how I got tased.
No, yeah.
That's how I got tased.
I get out.
Don't tase me, bro.
I used to get out of things, and I don't know why. Like, I should have been kicked out of the concert for telling the guy I was going to fight him if he took my coconut. Nothing ever happened. I took a Tito's chair home with me.
Remind me never to invite Joe to my house party. I'm
Yeah.
freaking missing my toaster and my fingernail clippers.
They had all these Tito's chairs. I was like, what are you guys doing with these? They're like, I don't know. We'll probably just throw them away. And they had like this little backstrap. I'm like, okay. Last day of the show, I took my Tito's chair.
Just one.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
It's in my garage.
You still sit on it?
No. But I will. I'll one day. If I remember it's there, I'll take
Bring
it to
your
the beach or something.
Bring your Tito's chair and you can use that one day.
I'll bring the Tito's chair in. So being in the service industry, you know, and we do a segment here called Come On, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Mhm.
So I like to ask people that have been in the service industry, I want your best Karen. Like,
Like me being a Karen.
Yeah.
No.
You as the bartender
Okay.
or the server, what has been your worst Karen that you've had?
Oh gosh. I think the worst one I had was when I had to explain simple math. Like I remember it was a lady, and then her husband got involved. She was, and this was just at a restaurant, and it was, a large party, and we're making change in and out, because it's nonstop cash. And I remember it was like $200 bills, and she didn't get back much change because her bill was super high. And I went to go give her a change, and she's like, this isn't right. And so I print her the receipt and I show her, I'm like, it does automatic math.
Right.
And she's like, I gave you this. It's going to be this much back. And it's like an extra $50. I'm like, no. So it's literally a breakdown of me explaining to her. And I pull out my calculator on my phone and I show her, I'm like, this minus this is your change. And she's like, you're trying to steal from me. That's not it. And her husband got involved. And she's like, I'm not tipping you. You don't deserve it after all you're putting me through. And I was like, okay. And she's like,
Did she tip you?
she's like, give me my $50 bill back. And I'm like, no, like the bill was like, your change was supposed to be like, I don't know, $13 or something. And her husband got involved. And so he starts backing her up. And I was like,
Really?
what do you mean? Are you both really this bad at math? Like you literally have a piece of paper showing you the change. So the manager come over and they explain it to her. And then I guess the husband realized as the manager was explaining. And so he tipped me $20 on the side when the wife walked away. And she was like, let's go, get out of here.
Carl, let's go. We're not staying here.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was like, but it wasn't even like, it didn't even bother me, but it was the most trivial thing where I'm like,
Even the receipt said you owe
Yeah.
$47. You gave him $47. and
yeah,
they're
the
still-
computer did the math. My calculator's doing the math. I don't know what you don't get. So,
Good old Daytona.
mhm.
Now, were they intoxicated or
She was.
she was?
Very much so. Yeah.
That answers your question.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
get
she
the
had a lot of wine.
I get the husband kind of backing her up, like, I don't want to get yelled at home.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Slide you a 20 at the end.
Yeah.
Not very good tip on $200.
Yeah, no. But you know what? I'll take it versus nothing.
How's he going to make up for his wife? Like, apologize for his wife with a shitty tip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I am so sorry that my wife did this. I know she was wrong. Here is a terrible
You're
tip.
lucky he didn't go over and be like, hey, I'm sorry, my wife, here's a 10. Can I get change?
Oh, God, it would have been so much
Yes.
worse. But I think a lot of times it's, alcohol driven. I think a lot of times with the Karens, what we call them. But, it's just when sober people do that too, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's to the point where they're just trying to, I don't know. Do you think people like it? Like they just like the confrontation?
I think they just want to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you get that confidence boost and you're just like, there's no way I'm wrong. I know what I'm thinking.
What do you think, Jerem?
I just a little confident boost.
Yeah.
They think they're right and they're going to keep going because they're right.
Yeah.
Then they realize they kind of scoot out, or they're not going to admit it. Just be like, in their head, they're still right.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think they keep it going once they find out, like it clicks, like, oh shit, I'm dumb?
Yes.
Do you think they keep
But
it
they're not-
going
they're not
just
gonna admit it,
because?
though.
No
Yeah.
one's going to admit it.
They're the ones that are going in the car and they're talking to somebody else and they're like, am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, well, but this case, you're like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
They've talked to like person number 7, like, no, I don't think you understand.
Right.
Mhm.
But I and it's hard to argue with people like that because you're never gonna get anywhere.
You
Yeah.
don't.
You know, they're just gonna fight you. Like, they're going to the grave with the way they feel about it.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, it's the way of the world now.
It is.
And it's
It
unfortunate.
is.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. We've hit about that hour time. I saw Jimmy's face and he was like, "Mah!"
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. If you guys want to come to a show,
I want to
come
to
on
that
out.
show.
It's Random Acts of Insanity.
What's the
RAI
timing?
Improv. It's at Cinematique on Beach Street. It's every Tuesday night at 8:00. It's about an hour and a half show. Or we have the very first Saturday of every month is our 2-hour show. That's our blue show, which it's uncensored. Things get ugly. And it's based off of the audience. If they want to go gross, hey, you said it.
So that sounds fun.
It's first Saturday
it's
we're
super
there.
fun. Super
Yeah.
fun.
And it's on Tuesdays. I mean, hell, we could.
Record every other Tuesday.
Yeah.
Some Tuesdays, some Thursdays. and
The
Fridays.
Tuesday shows, they are PG-13, so they're family friendly. But,
Saturday shows.
even
rated
being
X.
clean, it's still pretty insinuendo for the parents. If there's kids, we will be clean. If there's not kids, we're like, hey, you get what we're saying.
Kind of
You
read
say
the
it
room
without
and-
saying it. Yeah.
And then how many nights a week do they do it? Did you say?
It's every Tuesday, then the first Saturday, so 5 times a month.
Okay.
And then the third Saturday, we also host stand up. But we have a couple people in the troupe that do stand up, but we rotate stand up comedians from all around Daytona. Some from Orlando, some from Jacksonville.
Are there a good amount of stand-up comedians around the area?
Yeah,
At least in Central Florida.
yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. What was his name? Cam something. I forget. He ended up on Kill Tony. We had him as a headliner one time.
That show.
Yeah.
There's a guy, Josh Johnson, that I've been like, my algorithm has just been people getting pulled over or comedy. I don't know why. Just the past couple weeks, that's what I like. But my reels, that's all that comes up. And this guy is absolutely hilarious. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't think so. No,
Oh,
I'll look him up.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny. You would love it. He talks a lot about Diddy.
Ain't no party like a Diddy
He
party,
talks
right?
a lot about Diddy. But I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, I
we're
appreciate it.
excited to
Thank
see you next Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
And then check us out on what, Jeremy?
All of our channels.
Yeah.
That you're gonna
All
list
the
them.
channels.
That would
Because you
be-
love
As
doing
the
it.
theme
do,
might
I
be
do.
a see you next Tuesday.
Check us out on our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Spotify.
Got them all.
Lamo. All right. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next week.
This episode brought to you by Stir Hospitality.
Go to stirhospitality.com if you are a new restaurant. If you're a restaurant that is not seeing the profits that you used to,
Bar and nightclub.
bar and nightclub too, they will get you back in the black. Stirhospitality.com.